Hey, what's up, everyone? I wanted to talk about a few things right now, particularly regarding what I spoke about in a previous video, and it really irks me. So, we had the bank shut our card off. So, first they told us that when we called, Mama called the Mastercard company that apparently it's a small bank. It's a local bank, and they still use Google Pay, and they have mobile banking and all that where you can keep up with everything and lock your card if necessary. But they locked us out. We were at Arby's, and they had locked us out after we went to Arby's, and I thought to myself, well, that doesn't make any sense. So then I find out that they said, well, you were on a watch list. And I thought, why would we be on a watch list? And then I realized, I guess because we don't comply with and agree with everything happening. Is that it? Is that what it is? Google has put us with a watch list with the bank, and so the bank decided to lock us out because of that reason. But first, I want to explain why I use Google Pay. And even when I was little, for some reason, I looked into the mirror when I was very, very little. And I said, what you are doing is a very bad thing. You have the chance to be able to utilize technology for the betterment of mankind, and you choose to use it for control. And you're going to look back and see this when examining my brain one day. And I said that you'll see this, and what you're doing is bad. Shame on you. And then I said, message over. End of message. So I decided to give a message when I was a child to my future self, to those that were going to examine my brain. So I want to talk about how this technology, it fascinates me and always has, because there are so many things that can be done using this technology for good rather than bad. They can use this tech to do so many great things. But will they and do they? No. Think about it. AI can solve complex sequences of equations and complex issues. It can solve, I think, like 10,000 years. Quantum computing decided, they said they just recently said they can solve 10,000 years of data in 2 minutes. Think about that. 10,000 years of complex equations in 2 minutes solved by quantum AI. So we have technology that can sequence genomes, and we're all made of adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine. Watson and Crick first proposed that a long time ago, looking at the electron microscope, found out, hey, that's true. It's true. We have a double helix strand, DNA, that the deoxyribonucleic acid that makes you and me and everything in existence up, it's made of these sequences of genomes, A, T, G, C, adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine, and those four basic components are the building blocks to life itself. They are the building blocks to every single living organism. And we're also made of stardust, the very thing that things are made of out there and around the earth. And they can now take those genomes. They could be using this technology to take those genomes and resequence them to fundamentally change the entire person, or the entire if someone has a cancer, if someone has a problem, a genetic issue, they could resequence these genomes and help that individual, or even eradicate certain illnesses by taking the AI and having it do complex equations, like I stated before, thousands of years worth of data, and solve those thousands of years worth of issues in a couple of minutes. And they could figure out how to solve that issue and fix it instantly, just like bing bang boom, it's done. And they could take that, resequence the genomes, have the algorithms sequence it out, the zeros and ones, and rewrite it into a computer system of code, and they could just completely change the game, and someone could be healed of illnesses. They could regrow limbs, they could regrow arteries and veins. But they don't do this except for the rich elites, because the system they have planned that's coming is only a certain few people will benefit, and it's always going to be the same. Those certain few individuals are the only ones that benefits, and they feel like they're getting eternal life. They feel like they're living on. But the reason why, I'm going to go ahead and explain why that I've used Google Pay and I used the tap to pay payment option or Walmart Pay QR code is because, first of all, Samsung uses Knox security, and they scan. As long as I have the option of cash, of being able to draw cash out, I'm okay with it. I like the option. But putting your debit card, if you haven't drawn out cash yet, and you put your debit card in a pen pad or a terminal, they can hack it. It's not as likely with a chip card, because they generate different sequences of code that are never the same. But a lot of times you'll go to a store and they'll say, "Oh, I'm sorry, the chip reader's down. Can you swipe your card?" And I don't trust that. And so when you use tap to pay or mobile pay, the phone, first of all, Google has an encrypted version, what they call a virtual account number. And they have a virtual card number that's not your card. None of your information, your bank or your card information, gets shared with the merchant. So you lay that down, and using NFC, near field communication, I sort of like, it's not the same thing as an RFID, radio frequency identification. This is a NFC technology. So it lays it down, you lay it down, or just put it near it, and it reads. And that code, after you've scanned your thumbprint, stored by Knox Security, is stored on the phone, not in the cloud, but on the phone. And what it does is it says, okay, it's you. And if there's an issue, they have a two-factor authentication method where they will text you, and Google will message you and say, "Is this you?" And if it's not you, then they can't get in. So they then create a tokenized version of your card. They create what's known as a tokenized version of your debit card, and that's all the merchant will see. Is they get an AID, a transaction ID, and this long code might be like AACCADIIA134, whatever, just a long bunch of digits. It's like 26 digits long. You'll see it on the receipt. But they'll have your virtual account number and virtual card number, which is a tokenized version of your card, but not the actual card. And then they use a near-field communication to read the phone's tap-to-pay method, and it contacts MasterCard and okays the bank to transfer in real time money from that account through that card and then to the virtual account through Google Pay or PayPal or whatever you're using. And that's the way but they've been changing everything so much lately. But that's the way that goes. And that way it communicates in real time now with the merchant and you and your bank and all of that. So it can be used for convenience and less danger for hacking and identity theft. And there are many dangers out there right now, but there's also benefits to it, and they continue to. They could really utilize this type of technology. That's first of all why I every once in a while. That's why I chose to use the Google Pay method if I don't have cash on hand. But now if you've got like a bank that will let you go into the negatives and they know the check's coming in next week and will cover it, and you have to pay an overdraft fee, then you can you don't want to use that. You just want to draw out as much cash as you can and do it that way. But the method of being able to have that option and the digital security, it can be great. But what they're doing now is putting certain individuals on a watch list, and that I don't agree with. That's the main reason why I use it. If you shop online, whether it's on Amazon or eBay, or you're buying something from any merchant and Google logs you in, you scan your thumbprint on the phone, and Samsung Knox Security okays it, the device okays it, and then logs you in through Google, you're using this system regardless. We're all using it no matter what. Heck, when you go to get your ID and or buy anything, you go to get sinus medicine and they scan your ID. You're going through the system, and it's not. I mean, you don't have any choice. They say, hello, and then your name on the screen. That's just the way this thing is. But why were we on a watch list suddenly? They said, oh, you're on a watch list. And I thought, a watch list? Seriously? We've never had any issue, never done anything like these people out there do. We've never done anything suspicious. We literally pretty much have the same routine unless something is an emergency or necessary. We try not to go anywhere, do anything because of, well, finances for one thing. But that's the main reason why I use the Google Pay option, is because of the security of not using the card in places. And another thing is that when I try to draw out cash that I can use on hand, because I like to have that option as well. And ending that option is a bad idea. But why are we on a watch list? First of all, they said, oh, you're on a watch list. That's what the bank told us. I tried going to the Pilot Travel Center. I was going to buy some items and buy some gas, basically. And because we just took Daddy to work, and then I decided I'm going to fill up the tank. And I wanted to put 40 in there and fill the tank up. And it said, they showed the little globe on there, the little earth that I showed in the previous video, and said transaction denied. It contacted our bank, then MasterCard, and then Google Pay said transaction was denied, please. And then I get a notification saying that we were locked out, that the transaction was denied. And then suddenly they tell us due to suspicious activity. And I said, Mama said, what was suspicious? And they said, well, apparently it was Arby's. I was like, why? Because you bought too much food, $55 worth of food. We decided to take 4 sandwiches with Daddy and 2 with us, and that's 2 for me, 2 for Mama to eat today, or yesterday and today. And Daddy was going to take 4 with him, put it in the refrigerator, and a 10-piece fish bites for him to take with him. And that was suspicious. And a lemonade, I got a lemonade for me. Wow, major sus. But it's the same thing we do weekly, and yet, well, I usually use cash in there, actually. That's one of the things, but every once in a while I'll use the other option. I mean, what was the deal? Why? Is it because I went in Walmart and got some necessities for Daddy and us, and then we went directly from Walmart 2 miles down the road, and then went to not Wendy's, but Arby's. Anyway, yeah, that just frustrated me, and I wanted to talk about it, but I also want to talk about why I do use that particular payment method myself. Not all the time. It's not like an all the time thing, but I just I wanted to explain the options of that and how of security. And also how I feel that it's a good and a bad thing, and that the reasons why that they could utilize this genome sequencing and technology, they could utilize it to help all of humankind, curing cancers, curing illnesses, resequencing the human genetics and genomes to better society and better humans, and use AI to solve hunger crises. They could use this technology. Artificial intelligence can, like, they're leaps and bounds ahead of the human mind. We could use that to solve water crises and hunger crises. Oh, and now they're saying that AI could be a better leader than humans. But here's the thing, we could utilize it side by side without having to use it for total control and domination like they're doing. Sorry, that was the speaker, but we could use that for. Gotta unplug this thing and keep hitting it. But anyway, that they use it for total domination and control instead of utilizing it for the betterment of society. There's so many things that it could be utilized for that are better than what they're doing. All right, that's all I want to talk about. That and the security issues and why I do use that, and the mobile wallet and all that, and why the reason why, like smart lights and smart sockets, I have them set up all over the house. The air conditioner, the lights, the sockets, the speakers, whether it's Google or Amazon. Pretty much every light in the house is either a smart socket or a smart bulb. The fans, the air conditioner, all of that. The reason why I do that is it's very convenient and helpful for Mama and myself as well. If something's going on, you can turn on a light, or you can check out the camera on the front porch or back porch and see what's going on from anywhere. Turn the lights on or off from anywhere. And one time I caught intruders. I caught people, and I yelled at them. I dropped in on this phone and dropped in and opened up the opened up the Amazon, I'll just say Allegra app if you've got one. I don't want to trigger it. And I opened up that app and I said, "Get the heck off of our property, or I'm calling the cops right now." And they left. They were trying to look in our truck and trying to look around the truck and trying to find things to steal. And they left, and that never happened again, thank goodness, so far. And they, that came in handy there, that AI technology, and dropping it on the speaker while watching the camera and turning the volume up to 100 and yelling at them to leave. They got out of there. I recorded them. I had it on recording in case there was an issue. And they were gone. They left. So, yeah. So there are good and bad implications in this. And Mama, having the disability she has, she cannot get up and get around that easily at all. And being able to turn the light blue or turn it on or off and turn the fans on and off for her, and for us being able to control the air conditioner and all of that, that's helpful. And there are positive and negatives in this. There are so many things they could use to regrow limbs for humans. They are able to help people that are paralyzed to walk again, or blind. They can see. People can hear that are deaf, and they can. The coding can use the electrodes in the brain, the electromagnetic frequency, I suppose it is, and it's those neurons can then connect with each other and fire and actually see again. They can actually hear it. It connects. The electrical impulses of those neurons are finally reconnecting with each other and creating a visual image or an auditory experience, an auditory audio they can actually hear in their ears. They can actually, the brain can process it like sound, and the eyes can process it like sight, and smells and taste, and vice versa. And they can actually use that technology to help people who are paralyzed or disabled or have medical issues like myself or my mama. And it would be nice, but only for the elites so far. You'd think that they would be able to utilize it and help everyone out. Sorry, I'm talking so much that I'm out of breath and not feeling so well now. I guess I utilized energy while I have it so I could talk. But I thought I would talk a little bit about this and the positives and negatives in this, and explain a little bit of things. But that's all for now. Signing out, and I'll talk another time, Lord willing. And Ian, by the way, Ian, if you are here, I don't know whether or not he's commented many times on my channel, and he has also emailed me so many times, helped me through so many things, and I don't know what happened to you. I don't know if you passed away or if you've moved on. I don't know whether they have disconnected us or not from each other. But Ian, however you pronounce it, but Ian, I love you, brother. Much love. And God bless, a big brother. I love you, and I don't know what happened to you, but the Lord put you in my life for a reason, and I was able to talk through many different issues, and I appreciate you so much, brother. I really do. I don't know whether you're still even around or alive, or if something bad happened, but regardless of what happened, much love, bro. I love you, and like a brother. And I don't know what happened. Suddenly we got cut off, and I can't, the emails don't even, they go through, they say, but I haven't received any responses. Hope you're alright. Much love, brother.